All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out. On a day like today, I'm glad you didn't head out to the beach instead. Welcome to, I guess we just bypassed spring entirely, and we're already into summer, at least for the next 24 hours. Let's see. So I didn't have a theme picked for this month, but I did suggest that if you have any requests, by all means, send them out. So I've already got a few. I'm going to start off just for fear that I would ever forget, and I would never forgive myself. I'll do this one's for Frida. Frida approached me this morning at church. In fact, she just pointed at me like the Grim Reaper for a bit, and the ghost of Christmas past or something. And then I got crystal chandeliers out of Frida. So we'll start with that one. Oh, the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your walls. The marble statuettes are standing stately in the hall. But will the timely crowd that has you laughing loud help you dry your tears when the new wears off of your crystal chandeliers? I never did fit in too well with the folks you do, and it's plain to see that the likes of me don't fit with you. So you traded me for the gaiety of the well-to-do, and you turned away from the love I offered you. Oh, the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your walls. The marble statuettes are standing stately in the halls. But will the timely crowd that has you laughing loud help you dry your tears when the new wears off of your crystal chandeliers? I've seen your picture in the news most every day. You're the charming girl of the social world, so the stories say. But a paper smile only lasts a while, then it fades away, and the love we knew will come home to you someday. Oh, the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your walls. The marble statuettes are standing stately in the hall. But will the timely crowd that has you laughing loud help you dry your tears when the new wears off of your crystal chandeliers? When the new wears off of your crystal chandeliers. Thank you. Well, carrying on that theme of heartache, kind of. I find this one to be a bit of a poor me song. It's a song called "Change of Heart" that Lauren asked me to sing. It's got a really great melody. It's written by Boudleaux and Felice Bryan, a songwriting team that wrote a lot for the Everly Brothers. They wrote a song called Rocky Top. It takes me a while to remember the name Rocky Top because John, my brother-in-law, he sings it all the time. But anytime he wants to sing it, he says he calls it Rumple-Dumple. So I know it much better as Rumple-Dumple than Rocky Top. But anyway, this is a song by that same songwriting team. It's called Change of Heart. Well, I guess you must have had change of heart. You don't treat me like you did at the start. Your campaign of love was quite a work of art. Now I guess you must have had a change of heart. Well, I took too much for granted anyway. But it's just 'cause I believe those things you'd say. Not so long ago you swore we'd never part. Now I guess you must have had a change of heart. So goodbye to all those castles in the air, and goodbye to all the plans we used to share. They were fragments of a dream that fell apart. Now they're gone because you've had change of heart. They're all gone because you've had a change of heart. Thank you. Well, if you were at the Inverary Church, or the Battersea Church for that matter, you either heard me sing this about 2 hours ago or maybe 4 hours ago. But I'll sing it for you now. This was a request from my mother. This is a Dave Gunning song called These Hands. Some hands have held the world together. Some hands have fought in wars forever. Tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Some hands bless a million people. Some hands help free the world from evil. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Some hands can stop a life from dying. Some hands comfort a baby crying. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? I want to sing it from my heart. I want to hear it in the wind till it blows around the world and comes back again. And all that we can ask is for ours to be free, to use them when we want, for whatever the need. Some hands give voice to a nation. Some hands wrote the times they are a-changing. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Thank you. I mentioned that one of the reasons for singing it this morning was the fact that I'm heading out for a 10-day tour of the East Coast with David Francie and my friend Jess Wedden. The three of us are driving out, and we're playing in Fredericton and Annapolis and in Pictou. So Dave hails from Pictou. So that was one of the reasons for singing it this morning. And of course, the other self-serving reason was so that I could practice it to have it ready for this afternoon. So then we have four dates in Halifax. Now, I'll be not very far from Cape Breton, but we're not going to get to Cape Breton this trip unless we have a day off and take a side excursion. But Karen actually asked for a Cape Breton song. This is called "Song for the Myra." Out on the Myra on warm afternoons, old men go fishing with black line and spoon. And if they catch nothing, they'll never complain. And I wish I was with them again. Boys in their boats call to girls on the shore, teasing the ones that they dearly adore. And into the evening the courting begins, and I wish I was with them again. Can you imagine a piece of the universe more fit for princes and kings? I'll trade you 10 of your cities for Marion Bridge and the pleasure it brings. Well, out on the Myra on soft summer nights, bonfires blaze to the children's delight. They dance round the flames, singing songs with their friends and I wish I was with them again. And over the ashes, the stories are told of witches and werewolves and Oak Island gold. The stars in the river, they sparkle and spin, and I wish I was with them again. Can you imagine a piece of the universe more fit for princes and kings? I'll trade you 10 of your cities for Marion Bridge and the pleasure it brings. Out on the Myra, the people are kind. They'll treat you to homebrew and help you unwind. And if you come broken, they'll see that you mend. And I wish I was with them again. And thus I conclude with this wish you go well. Sweet be your dreams, may your happiness swell. I'll leave you here for my journey begins. I'm going to be with them, going to be with them. I'm going to be with them again. Can you imagine a piece of the universe more fit for princes and kings? I'll trade you 10 of your cities for Marion Bridge and the pleasure it brings. Thank you so much. Well, most of the requests that I received beforehand are kind of in the soft, contemplative ballad category, except for this one. Lauren wanted to hear. This was his other request. He wanted to hear. This is. I did not peg Lauren for a huge Garth Brooks fan, but he is. When he's at home, he's got the big cowboy hat on and the Stetsons and piece of straw hanging out of his mouth. It's quite something. Anyway, this is a song called "Calling Baton Rouge," and it's a song that I've been a big fan of Garth Brooks for decades, and it's been one that I've known and would have enjoyed playing, but it kind of lives or dies with there's a little fiddle part that it's a very fiddle heavy song, and I wasn't able to kind of approximate it well enough on the guitar, and it wasn't until I started playing the Irish bouzouki that I figured I could kind of fake it a little bit, so I can play the lick and still sing the song. So this will be some fine country and western Irish bouzouki playing. I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana, going out on the highway, my thoughts are still with her. Such a strange combination of a woman and a child. Such a strange situation, stopping every 100 miles, calling Baton Rouge. A replay of last night's events roll through my mind, except a seat or two erased by sweet red wine. I see a truck stop sign ahead, so I change lanes. I need a cup of coffee and a couple dollars change, calling Baton Rouge. Operator, won't you put me on through? Gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? Gotta talk to the girl just one more time. Hello, Samantha dear, I hope you're feeling fine. It won't be long until I'm with you all the time, but until then I'll spend my money up right down to my last dime. Oh, 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 and Baton Rouge. Operator, won't you put me on through? Gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? Gotta talk to the girl just one more time. Oh, in Baton Rouge, sweet Baton Rouge, my Baton Rouge. Oh, 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 oh. Yeehaw! There we go. Thank you. Well, I'm going to do a song for Peter. He did request this song, although he gave me some interesting context to it. This is a song called "Streets of London," called Ralph McTell, or "Streets of London" by Ralph McTell. And interestingly enough, so this was written. Do you know what year it was written, Peter? I was going to say 70s. Yeah, so it's been around for quite a long time. It's been covered by numerous artists around the world. But Ralph McTell is still around, and in fact, he was inspired during the lockdown and the early part of the pandemic to write another verse to the song. Here's where the confession comes in, because I didn't have a chance to learn the new verse. So this is going to be the original Streets of London. But I encourage you to look it up, especially if you're familiar with the song. But it is a nice verse. I'll work on it. One of these days I'll figure it out. Yeah. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking up the paper with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride in hell, loosely by his side are yesterday's papers telling yesterday's news. And how can you tell me that you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and I'll lead you through the streets of London. I will show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old gal who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes in rags. She's no time for talking, she keeps right on walking, carrying her home into carrier bags. And how can you tell me that you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and I'll lead you through the streets of London. I will show you something to make you change your mind. away about 11:15. Same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour, then he wanders home alone. And how can you tell me that you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and I'll lead you through the streets of London. I will show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the Seaman's Mission? Memory fading like the ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero in a world that doesn't care. And how can you tell me that you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and I'll lead you through the streets of London. I will show you something to make you change your mind. Yes, I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Thank you very much. Well, I think that's the list of ones that came in before now. So I'm all caught up. So Suzanne, do you have any? Oh, you really want to get your money's worth, eh? All right. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Or do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off his shoes. Man, dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage bronco buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. They were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we were on our own, and That's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, in a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, no verdict was returned, and while Lennon led a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. We were singing bye bye Miss American Pie, drove a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die, this'll be the day that I die. Helter skelter in a summer swelter, the birds flew off with a fallout shelter, 8 miles high and falling fast. Oh, it landed foul out on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass, with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume, while sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field, the marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died? They were singing bye bye Miss American Pie, drove a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die, this'll be the day that I die. Oh, now there we were all in one place, this generation lost in space, with no time to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candlestick, 'cause fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him from the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage, 'cause no angel born in hell could break that Satan spell. And while the flames climbed deep in the night to light that sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died. He was singing bye bye Miss American Pie, drove a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die, this'll be the day that I die. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. And I went down to the sacred store where I heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. And in the streets the children screamed, lovers cried and the poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken, and the 3 men that I admire the most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, well, they caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. And they were singing bye bye Miss American Pie, drove a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die, this'll be the day that I die. Oh, bye bye Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Thank you. It's a lot of words, but really, if you think about it, it's no more than like just 2 regular size songs. All right, 1 down so far. Oh, I like this. Yes, Sue. Torn Screen Door. I can do that. Yeah. Caledonia. Torn Screen Door. Caledonia. Yeah, Joanne. Sunny's Dream. Oh, I'm getting scared now. There's going to be one that I can't do. Last Saskatchewan Pirate. Okay. Frida. Oh, there. I can't do. I can't do Mustang Sally. I'm not Rudy and Saddle Up, you know. You're 30 now. Ooh, that okay. So that's a good. That'll make my brain work. So we had, let's see, Torn Screen Door, Sunny Stream, Caledonia, Last Saskatchewan Pirate. Is that? Fishing in the dark. Okay, I'll come back. I'll come back for another round. Well, I'll start with Torn Screen Door. This is a David Francie song. So this is the wonderful gentleman that I've been a fan of for 20 years, and just in the last year and a half, I've had the great fortune of falling into his orbit, and for the time being, I'm now his guitar player. So he's the one that I'm traveling down east on Tuesday, where we've got a bunch of shows, and then we come back, and then we're home probably for about 3-4 days, and then we fly out to Newfoundland, and we're going to be in Newfoundland for 10 days, and then I'll be home. Hopefully you probably won't see me in between the Maritimes and Newfoundland, the Maritimes and the Newfoundland trip, but then I should be home for a good week and a half, 2 weeks before then I hop on another plane with David and we go to Ireland. So then I'll be home for a little more time, but. Anyway, this is the title track of the first album that David released back in 1999, and it was from that album that I just fell in love with his music and became a huge fan. So this is called Torn Screen Door. A late summer day and my love and I went walking. Over hills and fields we walked, laughing and talking. Came across an old farmhouse standing broken and bare. It used to be someone's home, now no one lives there. And there's a red barn standing held together with nails and dust, and a tired old Massey Harris, all wires and rust. Weeds overgrown in a garden sown with care. It used to be someone's home, now no one lives there. Through the crack in the window pane, I hear the sound of the falling rain. Another farm leaving left run down. Another family moved into town. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door. Nobody lives here no more. They worked their fingers to the bone. Nothing left they could call their own. Packed it in under leaden skies, with just the wheat waving them goodbye. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door. Nobody lives here no more. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door. Nobody lives here no more. Thank you. To go from like the 8 or 9 minute long American Pie to the minute 38 second torn screen door. All right, where were we? Oh, Sunny's Dream. This is a Ron Hines song. Sunny lives on a farm in a wide open space. You can take off your shoes, give up the race. You can lay down your head by a sweet riverbed. Sunny always remembers what it was his mama said. Sunny, don't go away. I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. All these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired. I'm not all that strong. Sonny carries a load, but he's barely a man. There ain't a lot to do, still he does what he can. And he watches the sea from a room by the stairs, and the waves keep on rolling. They've done that for years and for years. Sonny, don't go away. I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. All these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired. I'm not all that strong. It's 100 miles to town. Sonny's never been there, but he goes to the highway and he stands there and stares. And the mail comes at 4, and the mailman is old, but he still dreams his dreams of silver and gold. Sonny's dreams can't be real, they're just stories he's read. They're just stars in his eyes, they're just dreams in his head. And he's hungry inside for the wide world outside. And I know I can't hold him, though I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried. Sonny, don't I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. All these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired. I'm not all that strong. Sonny, don't go away. Sonny, don't go away. There we go. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to do, so this is a Doogie McLean song called Caledonia. I don't know if you can see changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs, make me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I moved and kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving. I've lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. I've tried and kept on trying. Stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I have traveled hard with conscience flying somewhere in the wind. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir, the flames that could not get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. And I'm steady thinking my way is clear. And I know what I will do tomorrow when the hands have shaken, the kisses flow, then I will disappear. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Thanks. All right, where does that put us? Oh yes, Last Saskatchewan Pirate. So this is an Arrogant Worm song. It teaches the great untold Canadian lesson of the maritime history of the province of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, in addition to being the province that's the easiest to draw, it also has the richest history of piracy, and this tells the tale. I used to be a farmer and I made a living fine. I had a little stretch of land along the CB line, but time went by and though I tried, the money wasn't there, and bankers came and took my land and told me fair is fair. I looked for every kind of job, the answer always no. Hire you now, they'd always laugh, we'd just let 20 go. The government, they promised me a measly little sum, but I've got too much pride to end up just another bum. Then I thought, who gives a damn if all the jobs are gone? I'm gonna be a pirate on the river Saskatchewan. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Well, you'd think the local farmers would know that I'm at large, but just the other day I found an unsuspecting barge. I snuck up right behind them and they were none the wiser. I rammed the ship and sank it and I stole their fertilizer. A bridge outside a Moose Jaw spans a mighty river. Farmers cross with so much fear their stomachs are a quiver, 'cause they know the tractor jack is hiding in the bay. I'll jump the bridge of Nuncold and sail up with their hay. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Well, Mountie Bobby chased me, was always at my throat. He'd follow on the shoreline 'cause he didn't own a boat. But cutbacks were coming, so the Mountie lost his job, and now he's sailing with me and we call him Salty Bob. A swinging sword, a skull and bones, and pleasant company. I never pay my income tax and screw the GST. Prince Albert down to Saskatoon, the terror of the sea. If you want to reach the co-op, boy, you gotta get by me. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Well, pirate life's appealing, but you don't just find it here. I've heard that in Alberta there's a band of buccaneers. They roam the Athabasca from Smith to Fort McKay, and you're gonna lose your Stetson if you have to pass their way. While winter is a-comin' and a chill is in the breeze, my pirate days are over once the river starts to freeze. I'll be back in springtime, but now I have to go. I hear there's lots of plundering down in New Mexico. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. It's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. When you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Thank you. Well, maybe before I forget, Shirley, is this a good time to send the plates around? Thanks so much for coming out and supporting Battersea United Church. I'll do this song for Marg. It's a Queen song. This one was written by Brian May. It has a real sort of old, almost Celtic-y sound to it, but if you'd believe it, it's actually science fiction. Brian May, when he's not touring around being the guitarist of one of the biggest rock bands of all time, he's also an astrophysicist. And so this is a song that he wrote kind of a bit of a slightly in the future at a time when we've figured out how to travel at near the speed of light. And so the Earth is one of those sort of apocalyptic stories of the Earth is not got much longer on its warranty, and we need to go find another place to colonize. And so they send a group of explorers out, and they travel at near relativistic speeds, and they find a place, yay, and after a year they come back, but then because of the dilation of time due to Einstein's theory of special relativity, they come back and 100 years have passed. So you don't get any of that if you just casually listen to the song. But there's some really clever words in it that, and it's quite a cool song. So it's called 39. In the year of 39, assembled here the volunteers. In the days when lands were few, here the ship sailed down into a blue and sunny morn, the sweetest sight ever seen. And the night followed day, and the storytellers say that the score brave souls inside, for many a lonely day, sailed across the milky seas. Never look back, never fear, never cry. Don't you hear my call, though you're many years away? Don't you hear me calling you? On gray letters in the sand, for the day I'll take your hand in the land that our grandchildren knew. a shipping from the blue. The volunteers came home that day, and they bring good news on the world so newly born, though their hearts so heavily weigh. For the earth is old and gray, little darling well away, but my love, this cannot be. Oh, so many years ago, though I'm older but a year, your mother's eyes from your eyes cry to me. Don't you hear my call, though you're many years away? Don't you hear me calling you? Write your letters in the sand for the day I'll take your hand in the land that our grandchildren knew. Don't you hear my call, though you're many years away? Don't you hear me calling you? Oh, your letters in the sand cannot heal me like your hand, for my life's still ahead. Pity me. Thank you very much. There's 39. Let's see where. Oh, Bob, we wanted to hear "Fishing in the Dark," right? This is another physics one. This is it's nuclear fission in the dark. No, that's not true at all. Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stump road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river in the full moonlight, we'll be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow. Staying the whole night through, feels so good to be with you. Spring's almost over and the summer's come and the days are getting long. Waiting for the time to be right, just to take you along. Baby, get ready. It don't matter if we sit forever and the fish don't bite. We'll jump in the river and cool ourselves from the heat of the night. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river in the full moonlight, we'll be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow. Staying the whole night through, feels so good to be with you and me going fishing in the dark, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river in the full moonlight, we'll be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow. Staying the whole night through, feels so good to be with you. Thank you. Well, let's see. I probably have time for 4 or 5 more if there are any other. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Ooh, Wheat Kings and Galway Girl. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Read it. Anything by John Denver. Okay. I think I can. So, yeah. No, I don't. That's Willie Nelson. No, it's not Willie Nelson. Who is it? Mama, I don't. Either way, I don't know it. But Starry Night. Uh-oh. Songsmith. Oh, yeah, there we go. Country Roads. Okay, well, that's the John Denver one. Then I can pile it together. Yes. Finally Coming Home. Okay. How about I end with that one? Oh, sweet. Okay, let's see how I do. So we had Starry Night, Songsmith, Country Roads, which is a John Denver song, Wheat Kings, Galway Girl, Sweet Forget Me Not. Did I forget any of those? We'll see how I do. Let's start with we'll start with the John Denver one. Start with Country Roads. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home down country roads. Thank you. Sundown in the Paris of the prairies, wheat kings have all their treasures buried, and all you hear are the rusted breezes pushing around the weather vane Jesus. Zip a lighter, he sees the killer's face. Maybe it's someone who's standing in the killer's place. 20 years for nothing, well, that's nothing new. Besides, no one is interested in something you didn't do. We kings and pretty things, let's just see what the morning brings. So dreamy dreams where the high school's dead and start. It's a museum and we're all locked up in after dark. The walls are lined all yellow, gray and sinister, hung with pictures of our parents, prime ministers. We kings and pretty things, wait and see what the morrow brings. Late-breaking story on the CBC. A nation whispers we always knew that he'd go free, and you can't be fond of living in the past. 'Cause if you are, then there's no way that you're gonna last. We kings and pretty things, let's just see what tomorrow brings. We kings and pretty things, that's what tomorrow brings. Thank you. All right, so this is a song called Sweet Forget-Me-Not. It's a song very popular in Newfoundland, has been for many, many years. Yeah, it goes like this. Fancy brings a thought to me of a flower, bright and fair. Her grace and beauty both combine. No brighter jewel more rare, just like the maiden that I knew, who shared my happy lot. Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is gliding swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The roses and the daisies were blooming round the spot where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." We met, I really don't know where, but still it's just the same. For love grows in a busy street as well as in a lane. I gently clasped her tiny hand, one glance at me she shot. She dropped her flower, I picked it up. 'Twas a sweet forget-me-not. She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is gliding swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The roses and the daisies were blooming round the spot where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." And then there came that happy hour when something that I said caused her heart to murmur yes. And shortly we were wed. There stands a house down in a lane near a tiny garden spot. There grows a flower, I know it well. 'Tis a sweet forget-me-not. She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is gliding swiftly by. Of her I am so fond. The roses and the daisies were blooming round the spot where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." Thank you. All right, I had a request for this is a Bruce Guthrow song. It's called The Songsmith, and we lost Bruce Guthrow this year. He's was a wonderful songwriter and singer, and came from Sydney Mines, I believe. Sydney Mines, Cape Breton. Corner by the window, a small upstairs apartment. There's a writer with his instrument in hand. He shuffles through some chords, paces across the dusty floor, searching for a melody to bend. He reaches for a paper as he feels an inspiration from a child he sees playing on the lawn. He begins to ply his trade. Reality begins to fade. Finds a place he feels where he belongs. And I know that Michelangelo couldn't paint it any better. The picture that he painted in my mind. There lies the beauty of the songsmith. Take you any place or any time. Years and memories, they fade. Stars are born and stars are made. The world forgets so easily. We are mortal men. That's why he struggles with his pen, trying to leave us something to believe. Still on and on and on we go, in the ever-changing flow, revolving till the darkness fills the sky. Whoever really knows why it goes the way it goes, only those who dare to ask them why. And I don't think Michelangelo could have painted any better. The picture that the old man sang to me. There lies the beauty of the songsmith. Take you any place you wanna be. There's a fire burning down the broken hallways of his mind. There's a fire burning, trying to find the reason for the rhyme. And I don't think Michelangelo could have painted any better the picture that he painted in my mind. There lies the beauty of the songsmith. Take you any place or any time. Thank you. All right, so I have 2 more songs to go, wink, wink. In case there's an encore, I have the 3rd one ready. But if you've got supper to put on and you don't want an encore, that's okay too. You'll just disappoint Suzanne because it's her song that's the 3rd one. So this is a song called The Galway Girl. This is a Steve Earle song. Well, I took a stroll on the old long walk of the day. Met a little girl and we stopped to talk on the fine top day. And I ask you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl around the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. We were halfway there when the rain came down of the day. She asked me up to her flat downtown on the fine salt day. And I ask you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I took her hand and I gave her a twirl. Oh, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. When I woke up, I was all alone, with a broken heart and a ticket home. And I ask you now, tell me what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? 'Cause I've traveled around, I've been all over this world. Boys, I ain't never seen nothing like a Galway. Thank you. So I'll send this one out to Vi. This is a song of mine. It's called Finally Coming Home. And it'll be my official last song. It's been along for years, 3 months and 16 days that I've been gone, but I'm coming home today. Train stops at the station of the town where I was born, and it finally sinks into me that I'll be home this morning. So as I walk along the long and winding road, I remember every rock and tree, and I don't have far to go. I'll soon sit in the kitchen with the family that I know. Oh, nothing beats the feeling of finally coming home. It seems a lifetime ago that I left to find my way and to see the world, and for that I couldn't stay. I had to find out for myself what was waiting there for me, just past the horizon, somewhere I couldn't see. So as I walk along the long and winding road, I remember every rock and tree, and I don't have far to go. I'll soon sit in the kitchen with the family that I know. Oh, nothing beats the feeling of finally coming home. Like a beacon from a lighthouse for a ship that's lost at sea, the smoke from the chimney is there and calling me. No matter what mistakes I made, no matter where I roam, I know that there's a place for me, a place that I call home. So as I walk along the long and winding road, I remember every rock and tree, and I don't have far to go. I'll soon sit in the kitchen with the family that I know. Oh, nothing beats the feeling of finally coming home. So as I walk along the long and winding road, I remember every rock and tree, and I don't have far to go. I'll soon sit in the kitchen with the family that I know. Oh, nothing beats the feeling of finally coming home. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. You've made Suzanne very happy. Oh, thank you. So this is one of the two Don McLean songs that I actually know. And I sang the first one already, so it's kind of nice to have the matching set. This is a song called Vincent, Starry, Starry Night. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds of violet haze, reflecting Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined with pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hands. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. Ragged men in ragged clothes, silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. Thank you very much. Take care now. We'll see you when I get back.